Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at one of the latest Marvel Masterworks volumes to be published, and that is the title of Marvel 2-in-1 from Marvel Comics. Marvel 2-in-1 is basically Marvel Team Up, but instead of Spider-Man and Superhero of the Month, Marvel 2-in-1 is The Thing from the Fantastic Four and Superhero of the Month. So if you like the kind of the superhero mashups, Marvel team up type of adventures, this is a good title. And I've always liked Marvel 2-in-1. This one collects issues number 47 to 60 and annual number 4. So it's about a year's worth of issues. The Marvel Masterworks format is a collection of annual issues, 12 issues usually, or whatever they've published for that year. I shouldn't say exactly 12 because it's not always exactly 12. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more. But it's it's a nice format. It's a prestige format. They use good quality stock paper. They've restored the art. It's Masterworks is not a bad name. They've taken issues which could be considered, maybe just regular comics that maybe no one pays attention to, and turn it into a nice book. As for me, I'm of the age where I don't collect single issues anymore. I don't collect modern comics anymore. I don't speculate on comics. I don't buy and sell CGC slab comics. I don't have long boxes full of comics in my garage or in my room. I don't do that. To me, I feel like I grew out of that a long time ago, but the kid inside of me still loves comics. Marvel comics in particular. I do like DC, but I grew up with a lot of Marvel. And instead of chasing down single issues and having to go without issues that I could never afford because they're way beyond my price range, I prefer to go for these. I go for Marvel Masterworks and I go for omnibuses. They're nice reprints of the stories. I'm not interested in the value of what a particular issue is or isn't. I just want the stories and I want to be able to read them. So I collect these, and it looks nice on your shelf. Uh, Looks more for an adult. So if you're an adult collector, and please don't think I'm ripping on you if you're an adult collector and you're collecting back issues and raw comics and CGC slab comics. I am in no way trying to insult you or rip on you in any way, shape, or form. I'm just saying I don't like to do that personally. For me, this is the way I collect my comics, and I like the old stuff, the stuff that I grew up with. So it's nostalgia for me, and it's something that I've got to be able to read. So having a comic slabbed and graded by the CGC, it doesn't do me any good because I can't read it, and I want to read it. So what we have here is the variant edition cover. That's why it's got the marbling effect and this gold leaf embossment here, covering the issue, bordering the issue. And that's issue 50 is what it's bordering. This is a limited edition cover. 635 copies were printed, but don't think you can't get a copy of this book because they do have the regular retail version, and the only difference is this cover. So I like to get the variant covers if I can. I think they're a little nicer, but as I've said in previous videos, it's not a deal breaker for me. I just like collecting the Marvel Masterworks. They're all basically the same. It's kind of a consistent format. There's a lot of writers and artists on these issues. The major ones are Mark Gruenwald and Ralph Macchio, and the main artists are John Byrne and George Perez. But as you read through it, there are others. Chronologically, this volume goes from January of 1979 through January of 1980. So yeah, it's a year's worth. So it's nice to be able to have that. There's an introduction by Ralph Macchio from 2020, just last year, so not very long ago. And we kick it off with The Thing and the Yancey Street Gang. So it's just, these just issues are just a lot of fun. And I don't think that there's any real key issues here. Oh, there's Jack of Hearts. I remember him. These are just fun adventures of the Thing and whoever he happened to team up with that month. Here's the 50th issue, the anniversary issue. I think this one was a double-sized issue, if I remember correctly. I like the artwork. I know there's different artists in here. Frank Miller did this one. Peter Gillis was the writer, but I'm not familiar with Peter Gillis. This one had several stars in it. You got the Beast, Miss Marvel in her original format, incarnation? I don't know what you would call it. Nick Fury and Wonder Man. And Roger Stern was the editor on this. But yeah, I didn't realize Frank Miller got to do an issue of Marvel 2-in-1. So here he is. I don't think he was a big name yet, so he was probably just glad for the chance to work for Marvel Comics at the time. And I've got the Inhumans there. There's Graviton. Like I say, I like collecting comics this way. The books aren't the cheapest, but if you're collecting back issues, that's always not the cheapest either. So I guess it's whatever you want to do. This is the Project Pegasus storyline. Nice pin-up picture of the Thing here. Oh, we've got Deathlock again. He was in the Marvel Team Up volume that I reviewed. He was with Spider-Man. So Deathlock is getting around. He must have been pretty popular back then. Giant Man. Very late 1970s. Storylines, art, clothing everyone's wearing, hairstyles. Of course, it would have been modern and up to date at the time. Okay, who the heck is Wondar? I don't know who Wondar is. If someone knows who Wondar is, please explain to me in the comments, because I'm not familiar with Wondar. There's Claw. I know who Claw is. I don't know about Wondar. I don't think Wondar made it as a superhero. And there's Aquarian. I think I've heard of Aquarian. I think. But wasn't he short-lived? Kind of like out of the... Oh, you know, that whole Age of Aquarius thing. Quasar. I've heard of Quasar. Not familiar with some of these folks, though. Oh, there's Human Torch. I know who that is. I like the artwork. It's just clean, simple. It's nice. They've done a good job. Now, on this book, where you will find it lacking is in special features, extra features. Moon Knight makes an appearance in issue 52. I didn't go over that, but here's the original cover art for that. So we get that. And if you are interested in Moon Knight, check out my Moon Knight omnibus review. That's a really good omnibus. I like it. But there he is in this issue. And you get a sketch by George Perez, original art, some by George Perez, and another one by George Perez. And that's it. There is no more extra features in there. No more extras. This sells for $75 retail. As I've always said, don't pay that. You can get it cheaper. I in no way endorse any particular seller, whether it be a major one like Amazon or independents. You find whoever you can. If you can get a good price, get a good price. I got these from In-Stock Trades. They had a significant price reduction, and I purchased from them. I also like to get these, if I can find them, as remainders. They'll put a little black ink mark at the top of the book, a very small one, like with a Sharpie, and it'll sell for ultra cheap. It'll be a brand new book, still sealed, but they'll tear a little hole in the seal and put that little dot on there, and all of a sudden it's selling for a used price. I love it when they do that. I'll take that in a heartbeat. I don't care. Anyway, that's how I like to collect my comics. I got a ton of books. Marvel Masterworks, ton of them. I never thought I would collect a ton of Marvel Masterworks. I remember when they were first coming out, and yeah, they were expensive back then too. Thought it was cool. Wished I could have collected them, but you could only get them from your local comic shop. There was no internet back then, and trying to collect consecutive volumes was near impossible. But nowadays, quite easy. Quite easy. Just make sure that if you like a particular volume of Marvel Masterworks, or I'll say that for an omnibus, try and pick it up as soon as you're able to, because I have noticed that these Marvel Masterworks and the omnibuses also, they'll be in print for a little while, but they do go out of print, and sometimes when they go out of print and they go to the collector's market, some people want stupid money for them. Not all of them. Not all of them. But sometimes they do. And if you're interested, just pick it up when you can, as soon as you can. That way you don't have to worry about getting scalped by a scalper or a collector trying to sell it for a extremely high price. And you know what? If you can't do it at the time, you can't do it. I understand that. I've been in that situation too. And then if you go to the collector's market, and that's the catch-22, you have to decide how much am I willing to spend? How important is this book to me, and how important are the stories to me? Now, and to me, I don't think that these collectors should be selling them for so much because honestly, they're just reprints. They're not the actual issues. But they are books, they're out of print, and if people want them, I guess supply and demand, the laws of business supply. So it is what it is. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on comic collecting, and that's how I like to do it. How do you like to collect your comics? Do you like collect them in book form like this? Do you collect raw comics, bag and board them, and put them in long boxes, or do you strictly prefer the CGC slabbed and graded ones? Let me know your thoughts. It's interesting to see how people collect and whether they speculate or whether they're collecting older stuff. I prefer the older stuff. I'm always for Bronze Age is my favorite. Maybe a little past Bronze Age. Sometimes some Silver Age too. I got a lot of Silver Age too, so I should say Silver Age. Um, what do you like to collect? What are your thoughts? Well, let me know. I'm curious. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.